Hi, today I want to help you close more sales with a very simple tactic that I've been using for a very long time. I've been in sales since 2001 in one capacity or the other, either being a side hustle or running my company full time. And I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars using this sales tactic. You're probably doing something similar to it, but maybe not as simple as I'm doing it and maybe not as effective. So I hope that you can gather some kind of tip or trick or hack or whatever you want to call it. So what if I told you that a simple shift in how you present your offer to the client could make all the difference? Over the years, I have fine-tuned my sales process with how I show my offers to my clients, and I have pulled way, way back. I've gotten away from the presentations, the case studies, the graphics, and all of that stuff they don't really care about. And I've honed in on the things that they do care about, and that's what I want to share with you today. Now, you may be thinking, Charlie, I already show, don't tell. I already do this, and I'm not closing any business. Stick with me. You may find a nugget or two in here that you weren't thinking about or that you could try to close more business. So one of the most important things you can do when presenting in your sales process to a prospect is keep it as super simple as you possibly can. A lot of people overcomplicate this. They don't realize the mindset of the buyer. The buyer is doing research. They could be considering other solution providers beyond you. The first thing you need to do is kind of show them the journey. You need to kind of put them not in their place in a bad way, but like show them where they really are inside of your world and where your solution is compared to where they want to be. Like it has to be fluid. You need to be calm and collected. You don't need to have the stench of desperation all over you, right? One of the first things that I do when I show the journey is I squash any preconceived notions. Now, they may not have any. They might be educated. I personally enjoy working with savvy people, right? And so that's a great thing. But you still have to establish expertise. You have to establish that, they have come to you anyway. They've come to you as the expert, right? And so basically what you want to do is, and I'm going to use right now an example of how I do things, right, for my business. And, you may have your own system of showing somebody. And by the way, this is a digital implementation of this, right? But it in no way means that you have to be digital. I mean, you can do this on a piece of paper. You can have already little cutouts of something to show them a journey and that sort of thing. So what I do is first I establish with them and I simplify this big, huge, complicated topic of marketing, right? Like I bring it down to its essentials, right? And so I tell them, we got to get buyers' attention naturally. If they don't know, they can't show, right? Follow up. We got to be able to follow up with people. In sales, like when you're selling something, especially if you're high ticket sales, like in the thousands of dollars, 4 and 5 figures up. I mean, it depends on who you're talking to, obviously, but like a on the spot decision is man, you don't even need to be watching this video. Transaction. Obviously, you've got to have a place for transactions. And transactions in my business can be monetary, but they also could be just an email address and name and, first name, last name, phone number, and email address, right? So I break it down to say, hey, we got to have these 3 pieces of the overall, equation met. And then what I do is then I show them where they currently are, and I let them know that how I run my business, right? I say that, my system is the 3 C's. We capture the attention, we convince people that, that the buyers, leads, prospects, visitors, yada, yada. We try and convince them to say yes, and we won't stop until they say yes, right? And then convert. And what I normally do is then show them the transformation as well. So first I show them like where they are. And most of the time when I'm working with a company and I come in and I show, this is what we need to do up here. We need to capture, convince, and then convert people, right? I show them, and a lot of the times, this is where they are. They just have a website, right? Some people, obviously they may have some branding. Some people may be doing a little bit of social media marketing already. So I'll put that there, right? And, they can then see in a very simple, I have sold hundreds of thousands of dollars with this exact thing you're looking at. This is exactly the thing law firms and other people have seen in our initial consultations. So don't sit here and wow, that's just too simple. Where are all the slides and all the presentations and the case studies and the yada yadas? No, fuck that. They are trying to get to results. That is what they care about. And if you can break things down and simplify things, if you look at your sales process right now, and you really, and then you look at what I'm doing. Maybe there's a happy in between there, right? You think that you need all this information at this stage of the game. You have your at bat with them right now. You need to be as efficient as you possibly can be. And so now they've gotten to here, and let's pretend that this client is doing some social media, and they're ticking the box on on the website, right? And they're like, immediately I'm like, well, how are you following up with people? If someone actually does come from here, or Google God, whatever, they come here, what are you doing next if they didn't buy? And it's usually crickets, right? And I'm like, well, this is a strategy, right? What is your strategy? Even if you don't choose all the things that are possible that you can possibly do, again, we're not overcomplicating things. I start to look at their business and I'm like, well, if you're a law firm, you really need to be in search more than you need to be, the social media stuff works. It's great and everything, but you got to get this kind of dialed in first, right? And I'm like, this is great, but we don't have any way of following up with people. And then I'll go in and I'll tell them the different ways that they can follow up. I'll be like, well, you can do email marketing. You can do retargeting on social media. You can do remarketing. You can basically upload email lists and retarget people. And I'll explain all the different ways. And they'll be like, you know what? We don't really want to. We're going to be spending ad money for the first time over here because we were doing organic social media, which was getting them nowhere. And we're already going to start spending ad money there. We're not really wanting to invest that much. We want to get it working, right? We do believe in SEO, so we want to start that. And so, and then I look at them and say, well, now we can work together because you're willing to do something to follow up with people. Now, this triggers to me that I've got to create a sales funnel, that sort of thing. But basically, some clients are like, put it all in there, right? And we do all of it. And some clients, they start off in baby steps. It's fine. All I care about in my sales process is that they meet these three criteria, that I know that I can deliver results for them now because I understand, because I established that I'm an expert up here, that I know for a fact that I have to do these three things in an agency to get somebody results. It's the people who are just doing this right here and this, these people are, they're scraping that 1 to 90 day decision maker. They're not looking for the person making decisions from 3 months to 24 months out. That if you stay in front of them for that long, you can actually convince them to convert. And so, so basically, right now I've showed them the journey. I've showed them where they are. I've squashed preconceived notions. And then I also show them the transformation. The transformation is basically, you're going from, we're going to keep this, we're going to add this, because why stop what you're already doing? We're going to be adding this, and we're going to improve this, or even maybe even rebuild this, depending on what the situation is and what it calls for, right? And so then now they see what it's going to be, right? So the next piece of this equation is showing the pricing, right? Like if you're here and you're like, oh, I don't do proposals myself anymore. Like that those days are long gone. Like, I've been doing this for years without proposals. I basically come down here and I'm like, and this is a Google Doc, and I'll open this up. I'll send them this Google Doc that has all my pricing in it. It's got standalone services. It's got monthly recurring services based off of organic growth or lead generation and that sort of thing. And so I squash all the potential things that basically, that they could be looking for, essentially, as far as like pricing and all the objection handling and all that kind of stuff. I kind of answer it all right here. They see what they're going to get in a very simple way, and they know how much it's going to cost in a very simple way. And then the next thing I do is I show them the outcome. Right? I'll go through and I'll show some examples. I'll do some scrolling on some websites that we might have built. I'll show them examples of advertising campaign creative that we've done. I'll show them, if they do want to see some metrics, I'll pull up Fathom Analytics or something like that of existing clients so they can see the data. I'll show them, the actual, charts and things like that. If they do want to if they ask for those things, that's when I start showing outcomes for other people. I don't go out and I don't give them permission. When early on in my career, I would give them permission to reach out to my current clients, to ask my clients how things are working. I'm like, no, not anymore. No, I'll show you the results that I have that I can show you. You can go read my reviews, right? You can do all those different things, but everything is simple. They can see it, right? I'm not just telling them all the great world that they're going to have. I even set expectations like, this is going to take a little while. This is not put a quarter in and get $10,000 out situation, right? That's really, setting expectations at this point is really good. You want to be doing that, right? The final thing I do though, that you should take note of, and I don't even know if I have it on here, but I don't. It right here is that. Did I put it in here? No, I didn't. All right. So basically, the sausage is being made right now. I basically tell them, like, here are the next steps. 1, I'm going to send you the kickoff, the kickoff invoice. 2, we schedule a kickoff call. And 3, my team gets to work. Then I ask, where should I send the invoice? And I wait. And usually I have closed many a deal right here without people having to wait, going to talk to other people or doing anything like that. But it's all because this is very, very simple. Very, very simple, y'all. Like, I have taken a very complex and complicated topic, which is basically growing companies, and made little digital sticky notes, right? And I explain it in a very clear way. And I have made tons of money doing this. I've helped many, many clients doing it this way. And I know that it can work for you as well. So I hope this video helps you simplify your sales process. Maybe you go back and reevaluate, make a few changes, drastic changes, whatever, but ultimately you start converting more sales. If you need more leads right now, you can check out the video I link at the end of this video that gives you a free strategy on how to get more leads for free, which is pretty awesome, and by tapping into your network. And then also, I wanted to tell you about Small Business Society. I've started a free school community where I want to help small business owners with everything from sales, marketing, operations, leadership, and lifestyle, and more. If you're interested in joining that, I'm going to have free resources in it, a live weekly workshop that's free over Zoom, and I look forward to seeing you there. Look for a link down in the description, and please like and subscribe. All right, bye.